Hi, my name is Pete from the Rancho Coyote YouTube channel, and I'm here today to talk about this Soto Windmaster stove. And basically, I'll give a little demo and some of the features, but there are a lot of videos out there that cover that, and if you got to my video, you probably already have eliminated a lot of stoves from your choices, and maybe you're thinking about getting this one because it is a little pricey. So this is more of a testimonial, I would say, rather than a review, so to speak. So I've owned this stove for about 6.5 years. I've used it exclusively on every trip I've been on. During that time, I've backpacked every single month. Going back to February of 2016, I have backpacked every single month, at least one trip per month, at least one overnighter, and many longer trips up to 13 days. So this has seen a lot of use. I calculated it's got over 200 days of camping, which means each day is used twice. So it's 400 times I've used this stove, roughly. And what I can tell you is it's been flawless. The piezoelectric igniter works every time. I've had it down to the high teens, where you start having a fuel issue, but the stove performs well. So if you're at really cold temperatures and really high altitude elevation, you may have problems. But I've been in the teens, upper teens, 19, 18 degrees, many times in the mid 20s, and it's always worked fine. And if you're looking for a reliable, easy to use stove that is it's called the Windmaster for a reason. It does block the wind. Now I've been in 40-50 mile an hour wind before trying to use this, and I sought shelter from the wind by trying to get up against some rocks or trees or something to block the wind. I didn't even try to cook in that kind of wind. I didn't have any desire to try to cook my meal in that wind, so I sought a little bit of protection, but there were still gusts coming from all angles and trying to blow this thing out, and it held steady. It makes some little puffing noises when the wind hits that and tries to blow the flame out. It'll poof, 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 like that, but it keeps going. I've never had it blow out. So it lives up to its name as the Windmaster. And I've been upgrading my gear steadily over the last 10 years. I'm getting my weight pretty low right now. I'm getting pretty happy with it. So I'm always keeping my eye out for a way to go even lighter when it's possible. A personal preference of mine, and I started doing this 5 or 6 years ago, is I quit boiling my water to a full boil. Now, many of you may have already done that. I've been doing that now for close to 6 years. I have a cup of coffee in the morning, and this mug is almost full. It's at least 16 ounces of water in my coffee. And I was bringing that to a boil and then brewing my coffee and then having to wait 15 or 20 minutes before I could drink it, where it could cool down and didn't burn my tongue. So you don't have to bring your water to a boil necessarily unless you're trying to sterilize it. And you can save a lot of fuel and make your canisters go a lot farther. So what I do now is I wait till I start seeing the little bubbles start forming on the bottom of the cup or the pot. And then I start taking little tastes as it heats up, and I wait until it gets just to the point where it's going to burn my tongue, and then I stop. And that's also hot enough to cook Mountain House meals. I've never had a problem rehydrating, cooking a Mountain House meal, stopping the boil at that point. I don't need to go to a full boil anymore. and you'd be surprised how much fuel that saves you. So to recap, like I said in the beginning, this is more of a testimonial. It's a little bit of an expensive piece of gear, and if you're considering getting it, if I were in your shoes, I'd want to hear from somebody who's been using it for a long time, and before I made that kind of a purchase. So hopefully that gets answered for you in this video. I am available in the comment section for any other questions you might have. I highly recommend this stove. Personally, as I said, over 400 times I've used it, 200 separate nights, and never had a single flaw. Never had it fail on me at all. So hopefully you found this interesting and or helpful. And if so, please consider hitting the subscribe and like button. And send me a comment. Let me know what you thought or any questions you might have. All right? See you next time.